the case study today since Marco's feeling unwell. I'll be going over Euro USD during New York session. And yeah. So as you can see on the 15-minute time frame, you can actually let me rewind time first to 8 o'clock, like 7:45. All right, bet. So on the 15-minute time frame, you can see basically this whole way down, price has just been building liquidity at the highs. At these highs, price was building liquidity. And also, yesterday, what happened was smart money had their little break of structure, BOS. And then, obviously, buyers were trapped right here. Buyers trapped. Let's put this. Okay. Also, you can see an inducement high right here. Okay, so BOS to the upside, buyers trapped. You can potentially see the move upwards towards the inducement high. There's a lot of buildup of liquidity right here. Yeah. Also, on the daily time frame, you can see that price has swept the previous daily low. So that's another confluence to see price pulling back towards somewhere up here, or maybe even just taking out the previous daily high. All right, so on the 15-minute, yeah, I just talked about that. Let's go down to the 1 minute. So on the 1 minute time frame, you can see price swept these lows. Okay, so these lows were swept, and you can see a clean 1 minute liquidity block right below the inducement low. It's the inducement low right here. Bottom. Okay. Just this part out. All right, so you can actually have a limit or maybe just do a market execution right here. Also, there's a imbalance, so there's a lot of confluence for this trade. Price has also been building liquidity right here. And then on the 15-minute, it's building liquidity right above this high. Okay, so safe targets would be right here. Right, this will be a safe target for the longs, and then you can obviously target the inducement high on the 15-minute, which is right above here. All right. I mean, you could also take partial at these highs, right? It makes sense too. But yeah, this would be a clean target too, right? This inducement high. And yeah, price. Okay, let's just play price action and see what happens. Okay, so price has a break of structure to the upside right here, right? So price sweeps the highs. So now buyers will be trapped right here, right? So this is actually really clean. It's building a lot more liquidity right above the inducement low, or right below the inducement low, I don't know. And then price pulls back, right? Traps buyers, and then taps into the 1 minute liquidity block, and then has a move up, right? Price leaves a low and then takes out the high right here. Okay, so this right here is a inducement low, plus if price comes below here, it'll also be a break of structure, which is another clean entry towards the highs, right? Because if you take it in, price is engineering more liquidity above this high, and then price has a break of structure, right? If it has a break of structure and takes out the inducement low, now smart money will be selling from the highs, right? So let's see what happens. Obviously, that's what happens. You could have entered right here. I believe that's how Marco entered. And he kept his stop below this low right here because it is a liquidity block. And then you can target. Yeah, you could just target. I mean, you could hold it towards these highs right here, or you could just target the inducement high. And yeah. Okay, so price taps in, moves away, and then okay, I think this is where Marco's third entry was, with the one that got where he got stopped to break even. Yeah, right here. So let's say the highs are swept, and then buyers trapped. Okay, so buyers were trapped right here. So the highs were taken and then the lows taken, right? You can see that the low was swept, and then price leaves a clean 1 minute liquidity block right here where you could enter from, and then keep your stops below the low and target the highs. Okay, price taps you in, and then moves away. All right, so this is why he got stopped at break even. If you entered this way, what happens is now that these highs are swept right here, your low, I mean your stop loss, right? The low right here, where your stop loss is now a inducement low, right? So this is an inducement low. So for that reason, you kind of have to go break even, right? Because if price pulls back, it can potentially do something like this and then move to the upside. So because of that, you kind of have to go break even, and that's why I believe Marco went break even, and it came and stopped him at break even. Unfortunately, it didn't take out the low, and it just moved away. But those are just, you know, times where it is what it is. Okay, and then price comes towards the inducement high. So clean, 2 entries from the bottom. This one was kind of unfortunate, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, off the 15 minute, it looks really clean. You just have to layer the model. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. Anyways, this is the end of the video. I will see you guys the next time I do a case study.